And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Jumping right into game number one. Not expecting to just get right in, but it looks like we're played via replays as we're diving into the final week, day number one of a WTL 2023 Winter Round 11. KaiZi Gaming versus PSISTORM, and yeah, we're just diving right on into this here. Again, do apologize for missing out on the first minute or so. But we're back. We're here. We are ready to just jump on into this. And so far, everything's looking normal. Which is important to point out. To be fair, important to point out that, again, still everything is by the book from Dark. Not willing to go for anything too crazy. Not going for any kind of proxy hatch or anything like that. Likewise, Gerald as well. Gerald. Also opening up standard. Good to see him again. We did miss Gerald yesterday in the House Open Cup. Unfortunately, he wasn't quite there. I haven't seen him in any online events yet, but good to see him. Good to see him. I'm actually a little bit curious. I wonder if this was played out before they traveled. Before DreamHack Atlanta. It's possible. It's possible. I'm curious. Regardless, we're diving into this, and oh yeah, so far so good. It's going to be a Stargate opener here from Gerald. Stargate opener here should be working towards oracles as well. Likewise, Dark going for a hatch gas pool. Nothing too crazy yet. Just getting things started on my end. Oh, and nothing too crazy yet. A couple of things they do slip on in. They're going to be able to confirm everything that's been going on as well. They do get eyes on the Stargate. They get eyes on the first unit coming out as well, which should be an Oracle as well. Get eyes on the Oracle. Adept going to be able to shade into the main base, and so far we're going to be able to get some damage done here, just a little bit, as we get one drone in the main already. Get two, soon to be three actually. Dark misstepping a little bit in the main base, going to be losing 3 drones. But from there, we're going to be able to recover, going to be able to deal with that. Adept Ling's going to be moving out as well, going to try to find some damage or even delay the third base. But I'm curious where Geralt is going to take us from here. I'm just catching up at that. Catching up. Ah. Good. We're back. Uh-oh. Are you okay? Okay. I was like, am I dying? What's going on? So it looks like we have a little bit of latency issues there, but we are gonna be getting back in soon, I'm sure. Again, just a little bit of latency, as we should be coming back. Once we get our observer back, we'll be there. Aye. But again, thankfully, nothing crazy has happened yet here. And as a reminder as well, this is, again, the final week, the final round of WTL, the final round of the round robin stage, I should say. A lot of matches are still to come, and we are live a day earlier. I should also emphasize that. We're live here a day earlier than normal. Going to be coming in on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday instead, which means that Christmas Eve is going to be free for us. Christmas Eve is going to be free, so we won't have anything to worry about. We can, of course, enjoy Christmas Eve by casting something else instead. Alright, we'll see what we do. But yeah, that's why, of course, we have our WTL a day early here, just to make sure that it doesn't clash with, of course, with the holidays. In case you do celebrate them. Again, hope everyone has been having a great time, a great December, a great Christmas, great holidays. Take care, man. Take care. Until then, though, I think we're going to be going on a short break, especially if we did lose our observer. We may have to wait for them to restart before jumping in. So, going to be going on a very short break here, and then we'll be jumping back into Geralt versus Dark. See you soon.
Why, hello here, chat. This is temporary producer Kuro speaking.
There you go. I
Okay,
was
we
waiting
have
for you to
light
come
back.
back. Yeah, I've been waiting for Okay, it looks like we are back. Thankfully. Hopefully no other issues there. But we are back now. Gonna be able to get back into this, and thankfully we have our observer back, we have our production back. As for now, looks like we are actually Giga Supply block. Wait, what? What's going on? Overlord, a bit of a supply block there from Dark, but it's fine. I'm gonna be able to break free from it. We do have triple Oracle in the way here from Gerald, as to be expected. And we do have Dark being a little bit greedy here as well. Going to be going for a Hydra Den here, sir. Dark going to be going for Lingbane Hydra instead. Going to be skipping out on Roaches is a bit of a risky thing to do, but we'll see if he can get away with it here against Gerald. Gerald is going to be pushing out, is going to be quite active. Bearing in mind that Blink is finishing up, or Blink is done here in time for this push. And we do have these Oracles to support as well, so Dark going to have to defend with Pure Ling. Oh. Dark gonna have to defend with Pure Ling here, as Stalkers are gonna be moving out. They shut down the Overlord. And we're gonna try and maybe even force another big supply block out of Dark. Oh, which does actually supply block him. There we go, 3 more Overlords on the way. Dark gonna be pulling back here. And we're just focusing on clearing up creep. We're not going to be committing. Again, there's no War Prism with this. There's no big timing either. Blink just started, actually. I'm pretty sure Blink was delayed. So hopefully Gerald can bring it all back here. And hopefully not going to be delayed for too much longer. As we do see Gerald just going to be backing off here. Just, again, dancing with the creep. Making sure he doesn't overcommit and trying to contain Dark 2-3 bases. He'll do his best here to contain him. Again, Hydras are amassing. I assume that Dark would be going for a more, or at least trying to tech up a little bit harder here, but no, yeah, we're just rushing right into those Hydras. Base is going to be denied. This is, again, a really awkward position for Dark, but he's just been amassing Hydras here, looking to eventually break through, and I'm really curious if he's going to try to counterattack as well. He does get eyes on the fourth. Base. There it is, as that Lurker Den in production for Dark. This is what I assume that he would be taking up to, so yeah, just a really passive style out of Dark. His economy is actually hurting right now. It's not amazing. It's on par with Gerald, which is something that you don't want to see. It is something that you don't want to see here, and yeah, Dark, he's just going to be cutting workers early on at 64. This is such an interesting style here. Usually if we're going to be cutting workers, we're going to be going for something like a Roach timing or something a little bit earlier on, but no, yeah, Dark cutting workers early with Ling Hydra, and he's amassing a lot of Ling Hydra. And we'll see if he can break through, as Gerald is going to try to engage. You have a wall of Stalkers, Sage Traps behind this as well. How good are the Sage Traps going to be? Pretty good. At the same time, I'd have to say Shade into that natural base. Drones are going down. Going to be going down here in the natural. Hydras are still struggling to deal with all these Stalkers as well. The Zealots, they're breaking through. And their GG gets called, and just like that, Gerald, he does take game number 1. A really odd style out of Dark, not gonna lie. Yeah, really peculiar here. Just staying on a really low drone count, staying on a really low drone count, and getting caught out a little bit there by Gerald. We saw Dark get supply blocked massively twice. We saw him get supply blocked twice as well, and yeah, things just kind of fell apart for him. GG. I didn't. I'm a little bit flabbergasted here by some of the decision making from Dark. It did look like, yeah, very, very peculiar there from him. And in the end, Gerald does take it. Again, solid game out of Gerald is what I should say. Everything was looking pretty straight up and pretty normal from him. Just a couple too many mistakes from Dark, and yeah, just a really odd style. Honestly, it looked maybe a little bit overconfident. It looked like Dark was like flowing a lot and just like trying to go with the punches with Geralt, and yeah, it was really odd. Meanwhile, here we go in the top right hand corner for Equilibrium. For PSISTORM Gaming, it is Geralt, and in the top left for Dragon KaiZi Gaming, we have Dark. Here we go. And again, just a really interesting couple of games there, and hopefully Dark can bring it back here after a loss in game one. Is going to be setting his drone out a little bit just to make sure that he doesn't get blocked. Is going to be expanding at his natural location. Meanwhile, big shout out to WTL, big shout out to the sponsors here, to Doyu, Hypergift Tidal, and Autofool as well. Welcome. It is, of course, big shout out to the sponsors. Without them, this event wouldn't be a thing. WTL would not be here, and again, it's good to be back. Good to be back after a bit of a hiatus. Yeah, we did take a break from WTL the previous weekend because of DreamHack Atlanta, because of ESL Masters Winter. Did take a break because of that, but now we're back. We're back in full swing, and yeah, I don't want to go into starting to make excuses for Dark, but just a very peculiar game earlier, and I hope that we're able to like really tie things up here in game two. That we're able to, what's the word? Tighten things up. That's it. Tighten things up in game number two. Because again, there were just a lot of mistakes made from Dark, not just when it came to getting supply block, but also his decision making when it came to his unit composition, his droning, his positioning as well. There was a lot that was lacking there, and a lot that Gerald did take advantage of. Again, showing that, hey, if you don't come at Gerald at your 100%, then he will kill you. He will knock you down. As for now, we're going to be getting on into this. Again, so far we do have Dark just going for a hatch gas pool. Likewise, Geralt across the map just going for a gate, cyber expand, or gate expand into the cyber core. So far, everything is by the book. Everything is looking as it should. Probe just going to be making sure that the goal base isn't going to be taken here. And I imagine Dark normally would have been tempted to take it, but after game one, we should probably be calming things down a little bit. We should probably be calming things down here, just getting a standard third base, easing into the mid game, not skipping the Roach Warren, going into Lingbane Roach Ravager as the composition instead. I'm hoping so anyway, because again, game one was really peculiar. It was weird. I'll leave it at that. As that Eps is going to be shading into the natural base. Going to be threading a shade, getting an eye on saturation. Dark going to be making a wave of links behind this just to make sure that everything is on the up and up. And with those links, you should soon be active on the map here. Likewise, Gerald also confirms the third base location. He's aware of it there at the triangular, or at the linear third base. He's aware of its timing. And, Gerald, he's going to be the aggressor here. Gerald looking to take the goal base as his own third instead. Bold move here against Dark, and we do have a massive amount of links moving out across the map. Likewise, the Oracle not in position to defend. The Adepts do make it back just barely in time, though. Just barely. They do wedge themselves here in between the bases. The Lings, they come in for a bit of a surround. Oracle completely out of position. We're getting drone kills across the map. Instead, we get one, we get two. Two worker kills, but that's a lot of hull damage. Meanwhile, we do barely hold on to that gold. Ooh. We are going to be able to hold on. Meanwhile, behind this, we have the Eva chamber on the way. And this should be for... I'm hoping this isn't for +1 melee. It's looking like it may be Ling Hydra again out of Dark, just because we do have faster Eva chambers instead of a Roach Warren, unless I missed it. Oh, the Oracle of the main base does go down. Bit of a slip up there by Geralt. He gets 2 drone kills, but does lose the Oracle. And there it is. Melee is on the way. We're gonna go Ling Hydra again. Okay. I mean, Ling Hydra is not a bad composition. I want to emphasize this. Like, Ling Hydra, the style that Dark was trying to go for in game one isn't bad. It's just the way that he was getting there. It was just the lack of saturation, lack of bases, the... yeah, like, usually it's something that you do need to facilitate for. You do need a strong economy to be able to afford something like that. Thinking a little bit further ahead, as we do catch a Stalker. Again, it was really odd to see Dark on 3 bases rush into a Lurker Den, which is, again, is not really something that you see too often. That shouldn't be happening here, though, as Dark is now getting a 4th. There's a Baliness on the way. Yep, it looks like we're skipping Roaches. So Dark once again skipping Roaches. Dark once again looking to go Lingbane into Hydra. This time he does have a better setup for this. He's still saturating his 3rd, that is true, but he's catching probes, and again, he's getting a 4th. Last game, his fourth was denied, and it was never able to get into it. This time, you can see Dark, he has been amassing more links here. Still hasn't saturated his third. His droning is still a little bit lacking. As a result, Gerald has the better economy. Straight up. Gerald, he has the better economy, because not just because of his worker count, but because of the goal base as well. The goal base and the wrist resting gas geyser, as we are going to be pushing. Blink is on the way behind this. Meanwhile, Dark still amassing lings. Interesting. The lair is still on the way. This could also be Dark trying to go pure ling into Hive. I'm curious. We have seen him do this before in ZVP, typically on larger maps like Alkione, for example. As yeah, he's just amassing lings. And he can trade well against the Stalker heavy composition. Like, yeah, we need Archons, we need splash damage with this Colossus, Archon, Storm. But Dark just hammering down that Z key. Looking to deny that fourth. Wailings are on the way as well. Gerald's barely missing them. I mean, he sees them, but he doesn't. They tried to get on top of the fourth base. We are going to be able to push them back with the Oracles. Yep, there we go. There's Infestation Bit. No Hydrogen, by the way. This is looking like Ling Bane into Ultra. So the way this works is that Dark wants to fight on the map, and he's catching Stalkers already. Like, yeah, forcing a recall. Like, ideally, Dark, he wants to fight out in the open, not when his Protoss opponent is being defensive back at home. So Gerald, he has to recognize what's going on. He needs to take up behind this as well towards splash damage. For now, though, the Lings are diving in. Where's the shield battery? No shield battery, no overcharge. Bailey's there, walling into the mineral line, and we will be able to focus them down, but 5 probes fall. 5 probes, and shield battery finishes up just in time. Very late shield battery, but we are able to hold on to that base just barely. Behind this, Dark still not droning, still just being very committed here. Hive is on the way for eventually those Ultras. Bailing's waddling in once again. Can we target them down? Looks like we barely can. And Gerald, he's going to be holding. But again, I'm concerned that he hasn't really been respecting the mass ling yet. Like, charge is going to be on the way, so we're going to be going for Stalkers into charge lots. But again, we can see that Gerald is being pulled apart here. Lings, they do hit the goal base. SimCity working against Gerald. Bailings are on the way, and can we focus down those Bailings? Looks like we barely can. Yeah, we have Lings in the natural, Lings at the goal base, and we are pulling Gerald apart. Gerald still has the better economy, bear that in mind. But for a while here, he isn't mining. A lot of probes are going down as well. And again, where's the site defense? Where are the shield batteries? Where are the cannons? Without site defense here, Gerald, he is really struggling. And this goal base is barely being broken. No mining going on here. Now we're going to be main hunting over, trying to resaturate the gold. Hive is done. Adrenal is on the way. And sticking with mass Stalkers is going to get Gerald killed here. Like, he needs to transition. Charge is going to help. This Temple Archives is delayed. It's on the way now for eventually Archons, but these Archons were necessary far, far sooner. As Lings, they continue to just rally in between the bases, getting us around, catching some of these Zealots. They're going to get surrounded. But again, we can see that we're just dragging Geralt all the way back here to the fourth, exposing the gold. And Bailings are going to be waddling in. So far, good target firing, but the Lings, they get into the fourth. No. We force the overcharge. Shield battery getting very low here. Geralt needing to warp in. Yeah, and then non-stop aggression of Dark. I mean, it's so close because Dark still has a very, very rough economy. This entire time, Dark has been playing with around 50 to 57 drones. He hasn't been saturating his bases. That's why, like, this is so scrappy here. Dark, he's also, like, on a knife's edge trying to break his opponent. We'll see if he can. Lings, they get into the main base. Bailing's waddling into the fourth. Lings towards that center. Bailings, they do crash in. 5 probes going to be going down. We have Archons in the center base. We need Archons everywhere else as well. We got to surround. Big pick off. 1 Archon falls. And we're going for the other. Massive bow in the mineral line. I don't know if Gerald did notice that. But yeah, that's also where cannons come into play. The wall. Not quite a wall. We don't get in. Yeah, Lynx, they race on Burrow, and they do go right for that mineral line once again. Oof, these are soon to be, I mean, they are Adrenal Lynx, by the way. Forcing the overcharge, Gerald still does not have detection. And Darky's squeezing out some ultras here, still staying on 57 drones. I appreciate that the Archon is going to be chilling here on hold position. Bailings, they roll in. Where can the probes go? Nowhere. They can go nowhere, and so many of them go down here. Massive connections. 11 probes fall. And again, we are still lacking static defense. There we go. Cannons now on the way. Like, it feels like finally Gerald has recognized like this style from Dark, but it feels like the damage has been done. And there we go. Now Dark is droning. Now he's finally found the room to drone up to 70. Ultras are now on the way. Gerald, he's been treading water this entire time, but he's still not quite swimming. As Dark is looking to snowball out of control with his ultra production. We do see Gerald going for a double robo. This double robo should be for eventually immortal production against the ultras. Problem is that the ultras, I believe, are already coming out. Ultras are already on the way. Oh, the High Templar goes down. A big pick off. We get a High Templar. We get an Archon as well. Gerald having a hard time holding onto his fringe bases. See in chat, Dark playing like Mir. Mir emulates Dark. He's and Dark does this very often, going lean bane into ultra. But I say does this very often. The again, like the preface to that is the fact that usually Dark does do this with a better economy. He's been very scrappy here, doing this for or staying on a very low drone count for a little bit longer than normal. He's now been able to drone up, and now he's on a much more stable economy, and now Dark is maxed. Because he's finally been able to get up to more than 60 drones, now Dark is at 200 supply, and he's looking to snowball out of control. Gerald, he's now getting into a fleet beacon, into immortal production, but I am concerned that this is too late for our Polish player. But here we go. Do you have the Lings again, catching some of these units left and right? Stalkers, High Templar. Stasis Trap is going to be buying a bit of time here. Gerald, he's also on the cusp of maxing out himself. I do appreciate that, again, Gerald, he's now like kept up with the tempo of Dark, and now he's just like fortifying himself as hard as he can. Basically, the goal here for Gerald is to just turtle. Just to turtle up as best he can and max out on Skytos. That Skytos part, though, it's a ways away. And we're going for a Doom drop into the main. He's going for the Doom drop into the main base. Gerald's not quite in position. Massive Link counterattack going to be drawing the attention of Gerald here towards the south. And now we go for the drop. The base is going to be going down. The fourth is completely evacuated. The fourth will fall. We have ultras here in the center as well, distracting the main army. And we are getting on top of the tech. We're getting on top of the fleet beacon. Probes are falling. 16 workers, the entire mineral line. Link's going to be borrowed here in the base as well. Ooh, but we have some detection. But again, it's going to be a kill on the fourth. Bailings are borrowed. And Lings, they hit the fifth base as well. Again, just pulling Gerald apart left and right at this point. And just not allowing him to max out, not allowing him to settle into this. He did his best trying to fortify himself and try to turn up on this 4-base setup, or 5-base setup even. But he was pulled apart. Again, the drop into the main didn't do an amazing amount of damage, but it did distract him. It did pull him out of position. Massive belly connections here in the middle line. 41 probes going to be going down. And Gerald no longer has an economy. He's down to 17 probes. And Dark, he's not done. He's dropping into the main base again. For a second time. Looking to drop into the main base. Looking to go for the kill move as well. Gerald, he's down to 3 Nexi left. Barely any mining going on. Mothership has arrived. But the mothership on its own can't do too much here. It can cloak, I guess. There we go. But not a lot shoots up, so the Overlord's going to be able to escape. We do leave one Ultra behind. No. Ultra is going to be left behind here. 107 probes have died this game. More probe. I think Gerald has lost more workers than Dark has made. I'm almost certain about that, actually. Because Dark hasn't lost too many drones this game. He just hasn't made many. So, aye. Because we have the Ultra burrowing in the main base. Dark knocking down that gold as well. Yeah, the gold is going to be falling. Gerald is essentially all in. He's pushing out across the map with his army. Storm isn't done. I just realized Storm's still in the way. The High Templar not quite able to add too much as a result. And Dark, he's just going for the elimination. Fair. I mean, there are no probes active on the map. Like, we can just commit. Gerald, he's down to one probe. Not too sure where it is, but he has one worker left. There it is. It's in the main. We could recall it out. No! The probe goes down. 0 workers remaining here for Geralt, which means we can just straight up kill Geralt via elimination. We're recalling back home. We're recalling all the way back home, and Dark will back off. This is it. The last buildings here of Geralt. He's going to try to make a final stand on top of the ramp, and he can, of course, hold on to the ramp. But he can't do much else. As soon as he moves out, Dark can move in. Dark can go for a snipe on those buildings. Likewise, Dark has mining, is going to be able to remax, rebuild. Geralt, he did so well for himself at the start of the game initially, and but things just got really chaotic and really messy. And again, like it took, I do believe that it just took a little bit too long for Geralt to realize the playstyle of Dark here in game 2. And realize like how aggressive he was being and how committed he was, and as a result, Gerald just had a really hard time adapting initially. Eventually, he got there. Eventually, he was like, okay, I need like Archons, I need stack defense, I need to just chill. But again, took a little bit too long for that to occur. Storm is now done. Big storms here on the Lings. Oh my god. Massive storms, but alas, it's still not enough. The Ultras, they just snowball out of control. They break the ground army. And now we can go straight for what little is left on the ground for those buildings. It's one mothership, 2 oracles, 1 stalker, and a dream. Let's go. As the Ultras have arrived, and they're knocking down the final buildings here. GG, well played gets called, and Dark will take game number 2. GG. Again, there was a lot of potential here in this series, and I wanted to believe that maybe we could see the 2-0 from Geralt, and I think he knew as well that, like, there were opportunities for him. I think that's also a big reason as to why Geralt took a little bit longer or just stayed in the game a little bit longer as well, because he knew. I think he knew that like that it was not out of the realm of possibility where he could have won that game as well. Like it's like he could see it. He could see like maybe some mistakes, tightening up in other areas, and it was possible. It's definitely possible there for Geralt. Regardless, GG, well played. We will be ending up in a tied-up series 1-1, and after the break, we're going to be back with Namshar versus Hero in a ZVP. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our second matchup here of the night. We're going to be diving into Namshar versus Hero in a ZVP. And we're going to be just diving right on in and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Raz's Station. We have for PSISTORM Gaming, it is Namshar. And in the bottom left, we have his opponent. We have Hero for KaiZi Gaming. We are catching up. Ooh, as looks like you may have a bit of an issue here, so we're gonna be asking for a pause. Oh, good. Gonna be asking for a pause. Hopefully no latency issues, or hopefully no hockey issues, as we already have Namshar sending a drone across the map. Things are about to get rowdy. Things are about to get crazy, and Namshar just wants to make sure that everything is looking good, everything's looking solid as we do get across the map. Let's go. Let us go. Seems weird why Dark took too long to finish that. I don't think he took too long to finish that at all. I don't. Aye. When it came to the previous game, yeah, I think it was fine. when it came to the base trade that we're kind of getting into and focusing on all the buildings, of course. Aye. But regardless, of course, we're getting into this. Again, hopefully we're able to resolve any issues here as we get ready for game one. Bearing in mind as well that Raz's Station was predetermined as a map, and game two is going to be loser's pick. Loser's pick here from either Namshar or Hero. Again, that's the beauty here of WTL, is that we actually get to cast Raz's Station more often on this map than any other tournament. We get to cast more often on Raz's Station than any other tournament, thanks to the fact that there are no vetoes, and I appreciate it. Otherwise, honestly, we would almost never cast it. I think during DreamHack and ESL Masters Winter, including the regionals, I think we cast on Raz's Station twice, maybe once or twice, right? In like 3 months of StarCraft. Like it was not. It's not something that we were able to experience too often at all in ESL Masters, I should say. But yeah, thanks to events like WTL, we're able to experience it a little bit more. And here we go. We have Namshar going for a hatch block here across the map. Now we are aware of what that drone was for, and it's only to disrupt the opener. Now, this is not essentially cheese. This is just a way to slow down the economy of Hero, while Namshar is going to be expanding back at home and chilling back at home. Here we go. He's going to be looking to eventually expand. Behind this, Hero is going to be forced to chrono out his zealots, and yeah, it's basically, usually the game here on Raz's Station is a rush to greed. Usually it's just about being as greedy as possible here for both players, getting their natural up and running, getting their third base up and running as well. But Namshar, he's going for a very fast Roach Warren. This is the other avenue you can go for, is Namshar's natural base is blocked. I love it. Yo, can we block the pocket base as well? No shot. Hero. We have enough if we want to throw down a pylon. We could just force the one base. Aye. But again, this is something else that you do see quite often on this map, is because it's so... Yeah, there we are. The pylon block gets thrown down again. Namshar needs lava, by the way, but to be fair, with this fast roach one, he can make roaches in the main base of Hero, so this expansion doesn't actually matter too much. There we go, roaches are on the way, and they're in the natural of Hero. They're in the natural. Roach one has been spotted. The initial adepts were sent across the map, I believe. They have been. We don't have that much to defend back at home. Things are about to get rowdy. Things are about to get rowdy. There we go. The roaches have arrived. They're going to be able to break through these adepts. At least initially, more roaches are on the way. At the same time, though, Hero, he gets across the map and drones are falling. The economy of Namshar is in a lot of trouble. Can he focus down that pylon, though? Can he focus down the pylon and depower the gateways? Boys are being pulled. If we can depower the gateways, that could be game. Hero does not have much to work with. Drones are going down across the map. That's a lot of economic damage here. Boys, they have to be pulled, and we do depower. Namshar, he shuts down the pylons. Hero, the hands are off the keyboard. He smiles for a moment there, and it looks like he realizes that he cannot do anything. And Namshar is going to be causing the upset here. He cripples the economy. There is nothing that Hero can do. Absolutely nothing here. GG gets called. Hero shakes his head, and Namshar will take game number 1. GG. And in honor of a Zerg win, I was gonna say in honor of a Protoss win. Oh, I love Namshar's reaction here. Let's go. Shout out to Eva. Eva, of course, a Protoss player from Poland. Much love here to support Hero, I'm sure. But so far, Namshar taking a win already on Raz's Station. Again, Hero, he was a little bit too cavalier, sending his first 2 adepts across the map. Remember, Hero sent his first 2 adepts across the map. His scout of the Roach Warren was too late. It also looked like, even though he saw the Roach Warren, it looked like maybe he didn't recognize that it was a Roach Warren, so he wasn't able to react in time. Maybe he thought it was the spawning pool or something else. And as a result, the roaches right into his natural, caught him off guard. He was not ready for it. And that's it. As soon as that pylon went down, GG. GG. Namshar fighting back here for PSISTORM Gaming. Let's go. Let us go. As for now, we do see our map of choice from Hero. It is going to be Hecate. Hecate is going to be coming up next. A much more standard map. The likelihood of Namshar going for a proxy hatch in such a way is unlikely to occur here, but we'll see. We'll see what direction he goes in, as we are going to be loading on in and spawning in the top right-hand corner. We have, for PSISTORM Gaming, Namshar. And in the bottom left, we have his opponent. We have, for Dragon KaiZi Gaming, it is Hero. And there's a very real world right now where PSISTORM win this. We've already had 2 big upsets. For Gerald to take a game off of Dark, for Namshar to take a game off of Hero. Remember, up next is MaxPax. And we didn't really get to talk about it, but PSISTORM Gaming, their roster is significantly weaker nowadays. They did lose their player. They lost one of their heavy hitters. They lost Spirit, unfortunately. And with Spirit getting picked up by Na'Vi, a lot of people were, really, really down on PSISTORM's chances at actually making it to a further round, making it to the playoffs. But Namshar and Gerald, they're popping off tonight, and we do see Hero faking out a cannon rush. It's not real at all. Namshar, overreacting a little bit to it, but there we go. We do see the cancel on the pylon. Thankfully, we didn't overreact too hard. But yeah, Hero, he's looking to spice it up here. Especially after that loss. I'm sure, again, he knows that he is favored in a much more standard game. So mind games are already upon us. As Hero is going to be going for a standard opener. Namshar likewise going hatch gas pool. Here we go. They have Namshar with 0 grab. Does happen. I mean, is even if you don't have that option, is it possible to predict one way or another without any grapes? Is that possible? I know it is for moderators, because we're mods. But yeah, there are countries like Singapore that don't allow gambling and don't allow predictions, or don't allow you to actually place anything. They're getting rid of the Gamba. As Hero is looking to end this a little bit earlier on here, we have a Twilight Council opener from Hero, not a Stargate. This could be Glaives, this could be Dark Templar. Regardless, aggression is going to be coming out from Hero. Meanwhile, Adept slips into the mineral line and going to be threatening those drones here. Getting a lot of damage done. Doesn't kill anything, but that is a lot of lost mining time. And with that, there it is. Glaives is on the way. We do have 2 more gateways as well. I could be mistaken. I believe this is going to be the variation without the Robo. As Adepts do shade into the main base. We do have an Evo wall. But we don't really have too many links to keep up with this, and so much damage is being done. So many drones off the mineral line. So we commit to the shade. We're going to be able to shave off some of those lings as well. There we go. It's going to be 4 gateways in total. And I believe no robo. We haven't seen the natural in a while, but yeah, with that, that does mean that hero can expand a lot more freely. Since he's going to be saving resources and not going for a war prism. Not going for a war prism as all that, I think. Okay, we're good. Oh, no, there it is. I was like, I think he threw down an extra gateway. I think this is a 5th gateway, by the way. So 4 gates at home, 5th gateway across the map. And here we go. Hero, he is going to be committing very hard, actually. Yeah, depths are warping in. We have seen Hero do this before. We've seen Hero beat Solar and Dark with this. And we'll see if Namshar can keep up here. Roach Warren still in production. Namshar down to 29 workers. We're going to be able to commit to the shade. The lings to get us around, but there aren't enough lings. Glaives has finished up here, and the lings are getting annihilated. And with the death of those lings, we can now go straight for the workers. We shade into the main. Drones are going down left and right. We barely had an economy to begin with, and Namshar, he's being pulled apart. The queens are under threat as well. Yeah, the queen of the natural goes down, and we take control of the natural base as well. No mining whatsoever at the third. And Adepts, they continue to be warped in 5 at a time. And with that, GG gets called. Hero, he will snowball out of control. He will take game number 2. And now we are tied up 2-2. GG. But again, Namshar, I'm sure, is very content with what he's already achieved here in this series, because now the ball is in MaxPax's court. And there's a very real possibility that MaxPax could take down Oliveira 2-0, and PSISTORM could cause the upsets. Or even if this is a 1-1, then we get an ace match, and then MaxPax can come out as well in the ace to win it all. We're getting there. This PSISTORM popping off here tonight. Gerald and Namshar doing so well for themselves, and we're going to be going on a short break. When we return, MaxPax versus Oliveira. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Here we go with our final best of 2 here of this series. It's been a very quick Team League match, a very quick best of 7. And we're already diving on in, and in the top right-hand corner of Solaris, we have PSISTORM Gaming, MaxPax. And in the bottom left, we have his opponent. We have, for Dragon KaiZi Gaming, it is Oliveira. And he's in the snow. Are those lights? What? Like he's up against a white wall, but there's some texture going on behind him. We're feeling festive. We're feeling festive. I like it. But yeah, we're getting into our next matchup, and this is gonna be a nail biter here. So again, we've had a pretty wild, very chaotic back and forth team league match so far. But this is where things most likely going to be settling down and settling into a much more standard game. I say that Oliveira, we have seen him be hyper aggressive against Protoss these past couple of weeks. And there it is. Oliveira is going for a double gas opener. Oh boy, I'm curious to see where he goes with this. Again, we have seen Oliveira one base all in before. We've seen him go for very aggressive styles here against Protoss. He can play standard, don't get me wrong, but recently he has been avoiding that, and I'm curious what direction he will take with this, and how hard he will commit. The double gas opener is going to be going for a delayed CC. He's going to be going for a faster factory instead. Meanwhile, we haven't seen much from MaxPax. MaxPax, he struggled last night in Kung Fu Cup. I think a lot of people were expecting a really deep result or a deep run from him, but did meet his end at the hand of Dark a little bit earlier in the tournament, in like around the quarterfinals or semifinals-ish even. Which again wasn't a bad performance, but he was also absent in the ESL Open Cups. It was weird. A lot of people were like, "Where's MaxPax for ESL Open Cup Europe or for the Americas?" And he wasn't there this week. But thankfully, he's here. Thankfully, he's here for WTL. He's active. Going to be recalling that probe to safety. Did confirm the double gas. Did confirm the factory on the way. And with that, he will be preparing back at home. Reaper is going to be moving out. Vámonos. With that Reaper Scout, we're going to be looking for the tech of choice. It looks like the tech is going to be a Twilight Council. The probe is behind the mineral line. Adept is in position. We do so. Oh no! No, there is control! No! Oh, Oliveira, a little bit of a misclick there. Instead of pulling back to the low ground, he did actually rally and misclick, and he was stuck in the main base. And with that, Reaper does go down. I mean, I think it's known. I say that. Is it Solaris? There is a bug on one of these maps where the Reaper Cliff is that can happen, where you can get stuck on the Reaper Cliff. I can't remember if it's Solaris or Hard Lead. Like we saw it a couple of days ago as well. But yeah, that was unfortunate. Whether bug or whether misclick. A really, really rough loss, actually. Because of that, Oliveira won't be able to see the tech.
It is Solaris, and it is fixed on the ESL version of the map. The fix for the ladder version is pending.
Yeah, there we go. So if you heard production, did let us know that the Reaper Cliff is bugged on this map. I do not know if this is the ladder map pool, if we're playing on the ladder map, or if we're playing on the ESL version of the map.
Yes, it says LE, so it is the ladder
map. Oh, there we
map.
go. It says LE bottom left. Yeah. So on Smooch. Aye. Yeah, I don't think WTL enforced the ESL maps, unfortunately. So yeah, really rough moment there. Behind this, Oliveira is looking to expand, and now we can see what his double gas opener was for. It was for Cloak Banshees. Cloak Banshees are going to be on the way, and really early tank production as well. Makes sense. We don't really have any use for Widow Mines for a mine drop because we're not going for medevacs. So early tank production straight into those Banshees as well. I'm curious if we're going to be eventually come together with a push with this, or if we just use the Banshees to harass, as the Banshees are already moving out, already being sent across the map. Second tank is in production. Again, we have seen players like Clem, players like Cure as well be hyper aggressive early on with Banshee tank, with these early unorthodox pushes. Oliveira going to be coming in. Observer still on the way. Cloak is now done. And we do get into the mineral line. Probes are going to be going down. Forces a big reaction so far. 4 probes up. Soon to be 5. 5 probes going to be going down in the main base. A lot of lost mine time as well. So much damage is being done. Same time, Oracle out of the map. It does get forced. Banshee out of the map does get forced to cloak. Both Banshees will survive, but they are going to be stuck. They're going to be pinned back. At the same time, MaxPax coming in with his own War Prism into the main base. He's coming into the main, and what do we have here to defend? Vanilla Marine's going to try to keep up. But SCVs are being focused down, and you can see even though Oliveira did some economic damage across the map, he's also sustaining quite a lot as well. 7 SCVs. And just like that, MaxPax maintains his worker lead. The Prism! No! But the Prism is going to get shut down. A big punish. These Stalkers are going to be able to trade against these Marines. Tank volley goes off. Stalkers should be able to escape. They do get the hell out of there. That's going to be the end of any kind of aggression from MaxPax. Get a big loss losing that War Prism. I believe the Banshees are still active as well. I believe they're still alive out there. Yeah, there's going to be one outside the third. There's one outside the main. And here comes the push. Remember, this entire time from the beginning, we've been building up this tank count. The Banshees up. As the Banshee is going to barely wedge itself in between the bases. Again, distracting MaxPax. And as a result, oh, do we get eyes on the push? We do. MaxPax is in the center of the map. He does catch some of those units. He does spot the tanks. He knows. He should be getting ready here. As Oliveira is pushing towards that third. And if he gets within range, this third should be falling. Yeah, there we go. Good target firing here. A couple of Stalkers go down. The Banshee does fall as well. A bit of miscontrol there from Oliveira, but the Banshee didn't really matter too much anymore. The damage was done, and this base will go down. Good damage so far out of Oliveira. From here, he can back off. He doesn't have to commit. He's going to be able to pick off these pylons at least. Retreating across the map is going to be a bit of a difficult thing to do with these Stalkers behind his army. Oh, big tank shots. MaxPax taking some of those tank shots to the face. Has to retreat. Behind this, we have a Dark Shrine. So MaxPax is going to try to recover here with DTs. There is potential. As Oliveira, he's rotating around towards the other fourth base. Likewise, MaxPax with that Prism across the map is going to be threatening a push. He's going to be threatening a drop. Oh, and Oliveira doesn't have much at home to defend. Does catch some of those Stalkers. Does catch some Stalkers in the center of the map. At the same time, Zealot into the main base, so we can go for a big warp in as well. So far, though, just microing as best we can. A lot of SCVs are falling. At the same time, though, Oliveira, he doesn't care. He's pushing into that fourth base. He does force a cancel. And he can keep going towards that natural. Now, again, Dark Shrine is about to finish up. The Winter Mines. Good connections here on the sentries. Sentries go down. The tanks do siege, and now we're pushing into the natural base. At the same time, the Zealots have been cleaned up. We have the Dark Templar. They are across the map, and here back at home as well. They do scan. And one DT is going to be going down. But we need to hold on to those scans. We only have 2 orbitals. Oh, missile darts are on the way. These DTs, they could win the game here, but no, GG gets called. It's just too much. And Oliveira will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Again, powerful play there out of Oliveira. We did see some missteps from MaxPax, losing his Prism across the map, unable to be assertive. The other big thing is that he was not able to slow down the tank push. It did look like he had seen the tank push, but maybe he had only seen a couple of units, like a couple of Marines, or again, maybe MaxPax wasn't able to piece it together. Because of that, the push, when it did get across the map, just completely shut down the third. Like Oliveira, he had so much momentum on his side after shutting down that base. We had a lot of tank shots going off, a lot of Stalkers going down. GG. GG, well played. Oliveira, 1 game away from winning this entire series for himself and for his team. MaxPax had to recover. Game 2, Equilibrium. Remember, it is loser's pick. MaxPax is going for Equilibrium here. Here we go. The players' cameras are great. It's like they've never set up a camera before. I don't know what you, Shiva, but I would like to say that it looks like the camera of MaxPax has been set up beautifully. Okay, we get to see not just his face, we get to see like his torso as well. You know, he's been looking good, looking confident. So it's a pretty good camera placement, I would say. Good stuff. Professional. As we are getting ready for game number 2 here. Again, MaxPax did decide to dive into Equilibrium. And with this, we do have access to, of course, the gold base. This is a pretty good map as well to try to go for something a little bit more active as well. Or even for a more stable, longer game, just because the rush distance is a little bit longer. Here. So I imagine MaxPax does want to try to ease into a 3-base economy. He wants Oliveira to back the hell off and allow him to get a stable setup to get into the mid game. We'll see if we can get there. We shall see. Again, MaxPax also with one of the highest ELOs in the league, which is also impressive. I think his ELO is actually comparable to Serral. I know Maru has the highest ELO, but I think MaxPax is pretty close to Serral at this point. And I mean, it makes sense. He's the ace player for PSISTORM and he's been putting in a lot of work, but we'll see if he can put in some more. As in the top left, we have for PSISTORM Gaming, it is MaxPax. Looking determined. And in the top right, we have his opponent. We have Oliveira for KaiZi Gaming. But again, shout out to WTL. It is really cool that we get to see player cams while we're competing, of course. Without that, we wouldn't be able to see the lovely expressions on MaxPax's face. It's important. It's important. It allows you to relate a little bit more to the players. It's wholesome. As we are getting into this, and so far the openers are looking quite standard. MaxPax moving out across the map here for a scout. Oliveira not setting out an SCV to go for an eBay block, which has been quite commonplace in recent times. I get that maybe they don't want it, but I love it. I mean, you have the polar extreme as well, which is Spirit, right? Where Spirit literally is like emotionless, and as soon as the game ends, he just turns off the camera. Like, I remember it was a big deal. There was one game like 3 weeks ago where Spirit actually won, and for the first time in years, like he like smiled a little bit. like there was like a half smile smirk before he turned off the camera. It was like, oh, let's go. Like we actually got something out of him. Like MaxPax is usually more expressive than Spirit. So it was really cool, you know. Like it's those little moments that we live for. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But yeah, from here we'll see where we go, as MaxPax is going to be going for the gold. MaxPax is going to be going for the gold base. Meanwhile, Oliveira back at home going for a CC on the high ground. Okay. Is going for a bit of a safer opener this time. Yeah, just going for a bit of a safer opener overall. Going for a Racks into Factory into CC. Reaper dips in. I think Oliveira hasn't gotten eyes on the gold base yet, so he's still a little bit in the dark. He's going to be rotating around and should be checking the gold soon. At least I hope so. Meanwhile, it's going to be a 1-1-1 opener here out of Oliveira. Once again, double gas is going straight into a Widowmine drop. Recall here to the gold. MaxPax going to take advantage of this space as quickly as possible. Go straight into that gold. And from here, Oliveira, his goal is to try to punish this, which he can do with those mine drops. Just now, he confirms, hold up, where's your natural? Oh, it's not here. Oh, I see. I understand. As he doesn't get eyes on the gold base. Going to try to threaten it. Does deny some mining time at least. But with this adept, we should be able to hold on without too much issue. Oh, the adept even looking to chase down this Reaper. A bit of miscontrol out of Oliveira. Did take an extra hit. Does get shut down. Again, just a little bit too cavalier behind this. It's going to be a Stargate opener straight into the Twilight Council. So it looks like MaxPax is going to go Blink. The reason why I say this is because he went for a Stargate opener into Oracle. Only a single Oracle, no Phoenixes. Usually it would be Phoenix into like Charge, for example. But because we haven't made any Phoenixes, it's looking like Blink. Mind Drop is coming in, but we do get eyes on it. Good scatter to MaxPax. He does race back home. Armory is on the way. Detection is going to be required. Phoenix now is going to be produced. Oh, the Oracle's getting a lot of damage done. No, the Armory's delayed. The Armory doesn't finish. No shot. Widowmine gets borrowed. It goes off as well. Decent connection, getting 2 probe kills, but detection, is going to be required. We just barely finished off that Armory. We just finished it in time. The Oracles, I imagine, is going to be racing back home for the Revelation. But Oliveira, he only gets 3 worker kills, and he did need more damage. Meanwhile, there's that blink on the way that we were talking about. Marines are pushing. Revelation only caught 1. It looks like another shot goes off. Only getting 1 probe. Only 1 extra worker. There was potential. A lot of potential in that Widow Mine. And this is a little bit brutal because Oliveira did invest a lot. He invested a lot into that mine drop, into the armory, essentially, and it just did not really pay off in the end. MaxPax in a better position, in a much better, or with a much better economy. Now, Oliveira's going to be pushing. Now, thankfully, because MaxPax is going into Blink Stalkers, his blink is delayed because he went Stargate first. Because that blink is not ready for this attack, right now MaxPax is very vulnerable. He is very vulnerable and he is not ready for a fight, and he misses the move out. Oh, MaxPax, he's in some trouble. In some real trouble right now. Again, blink is still on the way. It's still a ways off. And the army has not been spotted, and now we can lay siege upon the gold. MaxPax, he's racing back home. Turret is on the way as well to help support this army. Bunker behind this. Stalkers are going to be coming in. Oliveira, he does need to reposition his army to help protect his tanks. We're pointing out that blink still is not completed. Stalker's going to be coming in. They're looking to deny that bunker. Bunker is killed. And we're going straight for the tank as well. Big tank shots. Blink is done. Oracle coming in as well, getting 4 SCV kills. Can we kill the Nexus? If we can kill the gold base, then Oliveira's going to be in a good position. But we do dive on in. We get on top of the base. Sorry, we get on top of the tank. But the base, the Nexus, it's going to be focused down. The Marines, the Vanilla Marines, they do focus down a couple of probes and the Nexus as well. Big pickoffs. Observer goes down. These Marines will be cleaned up eventually. Oof. Yeah, the Marines are all going to be going down, but we take down the gold base, and that was worth it. Or was it? Hopefully it was. As MaxPax, he has map control. He's going to be pushing out. Oliveira from here has to defend. He just has to hold on and reap the rewards here, just having a better economy. MaxPax going to be dipping into the main base. Getting quite a bit of economic damage done. Oh yeah, he does commit to the blink, by the way. Raxes are going to be delayed. Tank a little bit far back. Tank going to be a little bit far back here. Marines are going to be going down as well. MaxPax, he's getting a lot done already. That's going to be 8 dead SCVs. 8 dead workers. From here, we are going to be able to retreat. Oliveira still trying to recover. MaxPax retaking his gold. Thankfully, we have a turret. The Oracle won't be able to get much done in the main. From here, MaxPax is going into charge, into Colossus production. We have 5 more gates on the way. He's just settling into the mid-game at this point. Oliveira did well for himself. He's building up on 2 bases. Does have 5 Raxes. But again, he's still looking for more. So basically, Oliveira should be pushing with Stim. Like, with Stim, Combat Shields finishing up, we should be seeing a big 2-base push out of Oliveira. I still don't see a 3rd TC, not yet. I don't see that yet from Oliveira, but we'll see if he does commit to an expansion, or if he goes for a big 2-base push. If he does, he's going to be spotted. He's up to 4 tanks, soon on 5 tanks. Like, he has a pretty hefty army, but there's an observer on this. There's a revelation as well. Like, MaxPax, he sees all, he knows all, and he should be able to slow this down. Stalkers are in position. And the goal here for MaxPax is to pick away at these tanks, at this army, forcing out stims. We can see a Zealot run by being set up as well. A little bit of mismovement there from Oliveira. The tanks! Oh my god, Medevac goes down. The tank as well. The boys are being pulled. Oliveira having a really awkward time maneuvering across the map. His tanks are so exposed out there. We're going to be able to bring this together here, but losing 1 tank is already huge. Already a big win for MaxPax. So much firepower gone at this point. The medevac as well. Meanwhile, the tanks, oh my god, we do have the force fields! Slicing up the army. Oliveira gonna be forced to engage here. Forced to siege. But already losing a big chunk of his army. And now MaxPax takes a supply lead. He takes an army lead here. You can see that Oliveira, this Mivat has just been picked apart. MaxPax getting ready to engage, and Oliveira, he can't even unsiege here. If he does, then he's gonna be losing his tanks. Okay, there we go. He's trying to babysit this. He is gonna be pulling back, but here we go. MaxPax dives on this immediately. 2 tanks go down. We're down to only 2 left here for Oliveira, and he's gonna be completely cleaned up. GG gets called, and MaxPax ties it up 1-1. We're going to the ace match. GG, well played. Again, MaxPax just picked that all in apart from the beginning, picking off tanks and medevacs left and right. It was a good start from Oliveira to kill the gold base, but again, he just wasn't able to seal the deal in that follow-up. And now we're going to game 7. We're tied up 3-3. It all ends in the final game, and we have to pick and choose who is going to be our ace player. Now, a couple of things. One, Gerald versus Dark was pre-played, right? It was played earlier in the week. It was played via replays, which means that one of those 2 players isn't available. We don't know if it's Gerald or Dark, but it's one of them clearly. So that is a factor here when it comes to who is going to come out as the ace. I think it's very clear that MaxPax is going to be the ace player of PSISTORM Gaming. So really the question becomes, who snipes MaxPax? Now, if you were here yesterday, we were casting Kung Fu Cup, and Dark did 2-0 MaxPax. Like, Dark was looking dominant against MaxPax last night. But that's also why I brought up that Dark may not be available. Remember, that first best of 2 was played via replays, which means Dark or Gerald wasn't here, and they had to play earlier instead and submit the replays. So because of that, DKZ may have to rely on someone else. They may. I do think that the obvious choice here would be Dark if he's available, but if Dark isn't available, then we have to rely on either Oliveira or Hero. Here we go. We'll see. We'll see who is available, who isn't. A lot of this comes down to the players as well. I'm sure they're going to be discussing amongst themselves. It's possible that Oliveira may want revenge. He may want a rematch, and he's like, no, I can do this. I can take down MaxPax. Believe in me, Papi. Believe. And Hero's like, you sure about that, Papi? So depending on our players' mindset as well, that's going to be another factor. I'm sure Hero and Oliveira are going to be discussing amongst themselves as to who to send out and how good they're feeling. Regardless of the player pick, it's going to be on Oceanborn, a very aggressive map, actually. Very chaotic. A PvP on Oceanborn. I kind of like that for Hero, I'll be honest. Kind of like that. Like, we have seen Hero beat MaxPax before, but it's very back and forth, is what I will say. Hero and MaxPax, they usually are quite back and forth and have a more even score. Which would be a lot of fun when it comes to how they're going to be able to face off against each other. It's been a while since we've seen Hero versus MaxPax. I'd be all for it. But we'll see. We'll see what direction this takes. This is when PSISTORM comes out with like a wild like Namshar pick or something. Like, you know, PSISTORM, they've got a deep roster, to be fair. They've got a lot of players available if they really wanted to dive into their player pool, but again, MaxPax should be the clear pick here. And again, this is going to be a very important match here for the team. Very important match for PSISTORM Gaming. Quickly checking the results here. PSISTORM, it looks like they're confirmed to make it into the playoffs. Regardless, win or lose, they will make it in. But whether they win or lose this series will determine their standings and how high up in the totem pole they are for the playoffs. I believe PSISTORM and Team Liquid are both confirmed for 5th and 6th place, and they're still trying to figure out like where exactly they're going to be in there, whether they are 5th or 6th. Oh boy. So we'll see. Do we have any wild predictions in the chat? Big shout out to Enhart. Gracias, papi, gracias. Thank you so much, Enhart, in the chat for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Thank you, thank you. Hope you've been enjoying the broadcast. Hope you've been enjoying the content that we produce here. If you're maybe tuning in for the first time, we do cast here on a daily basis, every single day. Plenty of StarCraft. Last night we were live with Kung Fu Cup. Last night we were also live with the House Open Cup, which was our Polish tournament. And now we're here for the next 3 days with WTL. Today is day 1, tomorrow is day 2, the day after is day 3. Usually WTL is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but because Sunday is Christmas Eve, we're going to be pulling it all back a day here. We're starting on Thursday instead, just to make sure that Christmas Eve is, available to the players to be able to spend with their families, spend with their friends, and to enjoy the holidays. Enjoy the holidays. So we are 1 day earlier than normal. I wonder if MaxPax is still sick. Roddy said that he was sick on Monday, which is why he didn't play the Open Cups. It's possible. It's very possible that he is unwell. If he is, I mean, big props to MaxPax. Like, this is a very important match for his team. So even if he is a little bit unwell, he's still at least willing to compete for them here in WTL. So, yeah, really cool. Don't know if he's, like, in the process of recovering or still unwell. Regardless, if that is the case, really cool to see him here. Still repping his team. They don't play on Christmas, no passion. They will play on Christmas, just not Christmas Eve. If I'm not mistaken, I believe on Christmas Day, the ESL Open Cups are still going on. Yep. We will still be casting the ESL Open Cups on Christmas Day. Christmas Eve, though, that's free. That's free. Aye. These goddamn ESL Open Cups. They never stop. Fun fact, we have ESL Open Cups on Christmas Day and on New Year's Day as well. Let's go. What better way to celebrate the New Year's with StarCraft and Christmas as well. Beautiful. See, chat, MaxPax played in Kung Fu Cup yesterday and told Roddy that he was better, but not great. Okay. It's good to hear. Good to hear that he's better. Yeah. We did cast MaxPax last night, which is why we were referring to Dark being like a favorite pick here against him. Looks like our teams are still trying to decide or even finding players. I wouldn't be surprised, by the way, if the DKZ boys were like, Hero, I needed to cacao Dark right now. Get a hold of him, Pop. Where is he, Pop? Where is he? He's like, yo, Dark, he's out, Pop. He's out tonight. He's like, is he on his way home? Find out. And if he is, do we have 15 minutes? I think they have like up to 15 minutes to get a player, so it's possible. Dark, he could be racing back home. He was out spending a night on the town. He's racing back home to his PC to play in WTL. Do non-Christian countries do anything around Christmas? Maybe. I don't know. They may just do celebrate it in another way for the holidays. Don't know. Holidays is just for StarCraft. There you go. Exactly. But I guess we're going to be going on a short break. We're going to be going on a short break here while we speculate for who comes out as the ace player. And when we come back, we'll have our ace match. See you soon. We are back. We have returned, and it looks like the call has been answered. We had a bit of a delay here. Dark was racing back home. But he has made it just in time for the ace match here against MaxPax. Here we go. We were speculating it could be Hero, especially if Dark was not available, but it looks like he is. He has arrived. Is he warmed up though? That is the question. Is he warmed up? Is he ready for this? Again, Dark did recently defeat MaxPax last night in Kung Fu Cup. That is true. That is true. But, you know, it's another day. And I do think that MaxPax and Dark are comparable in skill. I do think that MaxPax has it in him to bring Dark down. But it's a best of one. One game here on Oceanborn. Let's go. Let us go. I see in the chat. What does KFC have to do with Christmas? What doesn't it have to do with Christmas? Wait. It's chicken. It's fried. You know, you got the kernel. It's beautiful. It's all things Christmas. They even have the Christmas colors, right? It's red. It's perfect. Aye. I'm so tempted. After seeing the KFC discussion in the chat, I'm very tempted. I'm very tempted to order some KFC for Christmas. That'd be beautiful. I don't know if they're open for Christmas. So here we go. In the top left-hand corner, we have for PSISTORM Gaming, the ace player, the MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have for KaiZi Gaming, it is Dark. For those that are curious, I did see some people asking about the music being played during WTL, and yes, one of the major sponsors of WTL this season is Honkai Star. Honkai Star, which is a gacha game. I think it's similar to Genshin Impact. I think it's made by the same devs, and it may be like a same universe or something. I don't know the lore. I don't know how these games relate to each other. But yeah, a lot of the music used this season of WTL is actually from Honkai Star in some way, shape, or form by the OST. So, really cool to hear. Really cool to hear. Until then, though, we are going to be settling into this Dark, just going for a hatch gas pool. Standard opener out of our Zerg player. Did fake out the probe. He sent out his first drone towards the triangular third base. MaxPax moved out of position, and Dark was able to get his base on location. So, it is a delayed hatchery by Dark, but he's able to get it where he wants it at his natural. So a nice little victory there from Dark. Meanwhile, MaxPax back at home going for a gate expand into the Cybergore standard opener as well. Everything so far is looking normal. Okay. Exclamation mark menu pog, exactly. I could eat KFC on Christmas, to be honest. Yeah. Let's go. Traditionally here we have turkey for Christmas traditionally. But cooking turkey it's a mission. It's like a whole day process. It takes a long time. Especially if you want to do it well. It's like the only time of the year that we ever eat turkey is Christmas. At least for our family. For now though, Overlord is going to be getting across the map. As the observer just pointed out, we do have a delayed warp gate, which Dark did confirm, which usually leads into Stargate play. Doesn't always have to. There have been cases where a player will fake it out and will not go for a Stargate from here. But again, MaxPax just going for a very efficient opener here. A very standard opener is going to be going Stargate into, I imagine, Oracle into a third base. So far, nicely done here by MaxPax. Going to be delaying the third base a little bit here from Dark. Links will be needed to deal with that pylon. Adept has arrived, and MaxPax is going to be threatening the mineral line here of Dark as well. Oh, does get a drone. Nice pickoff. A nice pickoff already. Across the map as well. Links have arrived. Oracle is on the way, as I did mention. So far, everything by the book. Dark's been eating out, getting some Korean fried chicken. Yeah, that's what I usually refer to when I say KFC. Like I like to intermix it. It's fitting, Papi. It's fitting. But from here, MaxPax will be taking his third. There we go. There's that second Oracle on the way. So it should be a triple Oracle opener out of MaxPax. Standard stuff here from our Danish Protoss player. Ooh, Dark taking the linear third. Very bold move. This is a very exposed base. Curious to see if Dark intends to saturate it or if he intends to cut workers a little bit earlier on and use it as more of a launch pad here. We have an Evo chamber on the way. Okay, Dark looking to go into +1 melee. We saw him open up in such a fashion every game against Gerald, if you remember. Game 1, he went +1 melee into a lair into Ling Hydra. Game 2, Dark went Ling Bane into Ultra. As we have our tech of choice as well from MaxPax. But finishing my thought about Dark, the thing is that usually this Ling Bane into Ultra style is done on larger maps like Hecate, Alcyone, Radisson Station. Not so much Radisson Station, but on larger maps, which is what we saw in Alcyone at least. Sorry, on Equilibrium. It can be used quite well here from the side of the Zerg. On smaller maps, it's much more difficult just because you have to rely so heavily on Lings to defend early on. This is a risky maneuver from Dark. Now, again, I'm only bringing this up just because this is a possibility for what Dark can go for. He could still go Ling Hydra. Doesn't have to be Ling Bane into Ultra, but we'll see. We'll see what Dark's going to be thinking about. Behind this MaxPax, it's looking like an all-in. I don't know if you noticed. Twilight Council's on the way. Blink in production. No Forge. No Forge out of MaxPax. That's a big tell that he wants to be in your face. There we go. Forge is now on the way, but this is delayed. This is a very late Forge out of MaxPax, so I'm very interested to see how assertive he wants to be initially. Stalkers are moving out. They're going to be shutting down this Overlord. Are we going to commit, though? Because, again, typically the Forge and +1 is lined up with Blink, but this is a little bit later. Now we see why. We do get a revelation here on the Queens. Queen's going to be waddling across the map. Dark, he is amassing Lings right now. He's cutting workers at 48, and he's committed. He's looking to just bust down this third. I mentioned before, I was at the start even, I was curious if the third base was going to be saturated or not. We have our answer. It's not being saturated. The linear third was taken for the creep to kind of launch across the map. Instead, the Queens are being met, though. One Queen already going to be going down. A big pickoff. A big loss already for Dark. Bailings are amassing. We do have these stasis traps are going to be so important. It's make or break here for MaxPax if we do stasis the Ling Bane or not. There's 2 of them so far. 2 of them behind this army. And will they connect? Lings are dipping on forward. 1 is going to get triggered, but there's 1 more behind this. Bailings are rolling in. Oh no! And it looks like they might get hit as well. They barely do not. They waddle into the mineral line. They try to. Good positioning with these Stalkers. The Bailings, they crash into the Stalkers. We will hold on. Mineral line is untouched, and MaxPax will shut this down completely. Shuts down the Ling Bane, shuts down the Queens, and there is nothing behind this. Dark doesn't have a lair, doesn't have any tech, barely has any drones, and Dark is in a lot of trouble. He's in a lot of trouble here. He risked it all on an all-in, risked it all trying to break the third, and it did not pan out. It did not work here. MaxPax miles ahead in the economy, in the army, in the tech. Lair just started for Dark. That's how far behind he is. Without that lair, we can't tech up into anything else. Like, there's no +2, there's no road speed or hydras or anything else. MaxPax is in the driver's seat. He's looking good, he's looking powerful, and he just has to wait a little bit longer here. He's just amassing his army, consolidating his forces. Now he's going to be pushing out. And because he's pushing out, he's forcing Dark to create units, not to make drones. He's forcing out Lings, forcing out more Queens. When Dark, more than anything, I imagine, wants to try to saturate his base. He's going for the surround, though. The Lings, they come in for a surround. The Oracles are going ham on these Lings, though. Barely any Queens. We are cleaning up the Stalkers. Oh, my God. A very efficient trade here from Dark, catching MaxPax overextending. Dark, can we come back here again? He's down 20 workers. Dark is still down 20 workers. That was a good trade. He traded minerals for gas, basically. Only losing Lings there, trading out for Stalkers. But Dark needs more than that. And I'm sure his next goal is to shut down that 4th. If he can somehow get on top of that 4th base and bring it down, then he still has a chance in this game. Things are still looking bleak. Things are still looking rough for Dark, but there is an avenue to somehow recover. It's not easy, though, especially because MaxPax is still being very active. He's pushing out once again. Dark getting ready for a surround. And it looks like Dark, he's going to have to engage here. A little bit premature with the right-hand side. Doesn't get the best around. He does get on top of the Zealots. Yeah, all the Zealots will go down, and we do force back the army. Not a bad fight out of Dark, but that was a little bit more rough because he traded with Zealots, not with Stalkers this time. He's working on a Roach Warren Infestation Pit, +2. He's dragging back the army of MaxPax, but you can see MaxPax starting to snowball out of control when it comes to the supply. When it comes to the stoop, +2 is soon to be on the horizon as well. +2, Second Forge, Temple Archives for Storm, for Archons, Colossal production has commenced. 4th base is up and running. MaxPax, he may have had a rough fight initially with his Stalkers on the map, but now he's looking a little more secure. And there we go. We got Zealots across the map. The Lings are looking to engage. They're looking to try to surround these Stalkers. Good positioning here with the terrain. Reducing that surface area, wedging ourselves next to those rocks. Dark has to back off. The Queens are in position. The Prism. Prism goes down. Big pickoff. We still get 4 workers. That's another really big moment for Dark. Again, he is slowly recovering. Like, when it comes to catching the Stalkers earlier, catching the War Prism, these small little wins, like, they are adding up. But we still need something more. If we can get the Colossus, that would be crazy. Stage Trap's going to be going off. We do force back the army. So far, Dark going to retreat here. 5 more drones go down. Another Zealot counterattack is going to be coming in towards that 4th base. Yeah, Dark going to have to react to that. Still on a very low drone count. Vipers are on the way. Vipers are a big power spike for Dark. Right now, he cannot touch those Colossi, but that will change with the arrival of these Vipers. And remember, MaxPax, he only has 1 robo, only making 1 Colossus at a time. So it'll take quite some time here to actually rebuild if he does end up losing them. Here we go, MaxPax pushing on the right-hand side. Trying to get on top of that 3rd. A good amount of stage traps behind this. Lings, they try to threaten us around. And you can see forcing MaxPax to back off. The Vipers are gathering up energy slowly but surely. But we're gaining ground. The Queens are falling. And we can't afford to lose the base. 1 Viper falls. This is kind of like the win conditioning for Dark is to somehow make use of this. He does catch a Colossus. There's nothing else on the ground though. MaxPax, he's breaking through. Another Viper falls. The Roaches, they try to come in for a surround as well, but the numbers just are not there. Yeah, the Immortals, the Archons. GG is going to get called, and MaxPax will take the game and the ace match. And he'll win it all here for PSISTORM game. GG. GG, well played. Dark going for a big gamble, going for an all-in earlier with a Ling Bane Queen all-in against the 3rd, but MaxPax, he was able to scout it, he was able to prepare for it, and he completely shut it down. And from that moment, Dark was behind. He was behind, he was trying to recover. There were a couple of small wins here and there, but he needed something big. And his big kind of moment would have been with the Vipers, but alas, he wasn't able to make use of them. GG, well played. PSISTORM will take the series 4-3, and we're going to be going on a short break. When we return, Team Liquid versus Onside. See you soon.